I did take the unweighted FTE for the district and the projection. And I calculated the weighted. You can ignore the taxable value stuff, but I multiplied it by the base student allocation to come up with the district's portion of base funding. And then I multiplied that by the 1.06, which was the language for the I can still call it TSIA, but I don't want to call it that anymore. And that's how I calculated the $2.1 million for TSIA. So I know that you guys wanted to talk a little bit about village in the future, and we'll cover that in just a second, but I just wanted to real quick, let's see, we're trying to concentrate more on the teachers who have more experience. So the TSIA now is restricted to, first and foremost, provide salary increases, full-time classroom teachers, and certified pre-kindergarten funded through FEFP with at least 10 years of full-time teaching experience in Florida. So not necessarily our district, but somewhere in Florida. And we have to go up to $3,000. So take the funding, divide it up by the number of teachers that meet that requirement. And real quick, raw numbers, just basic estimates, we're not gonna get 3,000. But it'll tie up all of our TSIA for that purpose. So there won't be, I'm guessing right now, there won't be any TSIA money for anybody else other than these people listed right now.
So is the district, I mean, I don't know, this just came out, right? So I don't know if
Sure.
y'all have had time to really interpret the language, but I don't know if now's the time to ask for clarification, because I have wonderings, because it sounds like from what you just said, that the interpretation is that you have to go as close to 3,000 as possible with the TSIA.
You have to go to 3,000 per teacher. And then if you have anything left over, then you can distribute it in other.
But it doesn't say have to go to 3,000.
No, it says may not exceed.
Right.
Because some districts may have less teachers. Because part of it is classroom, I have to go differentiate on job codes, who's classified as a classroom teacher.
Right.
Who has experience as 10 years only in Florida public.
Right.
So once I get to that amount, then I take the total 2.1 and divide it to see what it would look like if we were to do it different scenarios, but it cannot exceed 3,000 per teacher.
Okay.
That's all it is.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
No, we're in the same page. It's not saying we're gonna get 3, we're just gonna say it cannot exceed that. That's all.
So my understanding.
So you know who.
Well, I gave her a roster of all teachers.
Yes.
There's only one caveat. When I was looking at this, they're saying classroom teachers, so I have to go down and drill to the job code and figure out which ones are considered classroom teachers, because not every job code is considered a classroom teachers. So program specialists will be one that are not considered. So we have, just to give you an example.
The district does track the use of teaching experience.
We have that as long as,
Versus outside of Florida.
correct, as long as the teacher has submitted the verification of employment from other districts, we calculate that and put it in Skyward as a record. And I have provided Elizabeth with all the experience so far we have documented based on what teachers have submitted.
Right, and we did look review that, so thank you.
So,
Very helpful.
correct. So just to let you know, the only part you don't know is that which job codes are the ones that are classroom, which I have to drill down to that. It might not be that much of a difference, but there's some that I have to get
Some
with you.
variance from what we saw.
Correct. Very meaning I have to flag the ones that are classroom.
Okay.
Okay? Because I gotta go to a different source code for that.
So
Thank you.
I can read that two different ways. I can read that and say, we gotta give them a raise. And then we can pick where we want to and stop. And then give the rest of it out, which means you really don't have to give them any more or less than anybody else. I don't think that was the intention. But again, they probably didn't write it well enough to.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I apologize because I had several conversations with Senate staffers while they were
I see, yeah.
mulling through this. And because it was worse than that.
I'm sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
So sorry,
That's
forgive me,
okay. Go ahead.
I lobby
Sure.
in Tallahassee, so we were doing the same thing while this was happening in real time, and 100% agree with you. The House's original proposal was 20 years.
20
And the Senate pulled it back and agreed, compromised to 10, but they also made it very clear that it's a guidance, not an absolute. So unlike in 2014, when Rick Scott demanded that the money, the 400 million had to be paid in the exact amount that it was written in the proviso, the Senate staff made it very clear that in their compromise, Senate staff and Senator Cooper himself, the budget chairman, made it very clear that this was guidance. Districts can do this, but the intent was that it would be no more than 3,000, so that money could be spread
Correct.
across the board. So I did want to offer that.
No, good. I mean, that makes our jobs easier.
It would make our jobs easier.
Yeah, I'm with you on
It
that.
makes y'all's job easier. Absolutely.
Not across more people.
Correct. Correct.
Yes.
Because the way as it's written, if I were to follow that as written, it's pretty much, if you look at the file, it's pretty much maybe a little bit of even under a third of the bargaining unit.
Yeah.
So
My calculation was like 42%, but
I went further
Yeah.
because I go and drill down to the not reappointed, like actual staff that I have on file moving forward.
okay.
So it's kind of, it only addresses 1/3 of the bargaining unit, in my opinion. So I just, I'm agreeing with you.
It's like A, and then notwithstanding A, you have B, and that's.
We're trying. Now, I don't have the implementation language up, but are you aware that they actually do something in the implementation language that says that you don't have to do performance
Yes,
pay?
well,
Yeah.
Well, that was actually my direct comment. You can't do this because we can't afford the performance. I was talking with Tim Elwell, explaining it to him that you can't do this because we'll need $8 or $9 more because of that. So yeah, it finally got away,
Right.
which is good.
Well, and it was our understanding based on conversations with staff that performance that's not just reflective of TSIA, but that's your overall salary schedule based off of the entire amount that's provided between combination of BSA and the classroom teacher and other instructional personnel categorical, which is the new name. So.
Yeah.